Welcome to True Crime Italia, where we explore the darkest mysteries and unsolved crimes of Italy. Join us on a journey through the shadows of the past and the secrets that lurk beneath the surface. In the picturesque town of Cogne, nestled in the heart of the Aosta Valley, a chilling crime shattered the tranquility of the winter landscape in January 2002. The brutal murder of a 3-year-old child named Samuele Lorenzi inside his own home would come to be known as the Delitto di Cogne and would haunt Italy for years. In today's video, we will provide a detailed and haunting account of the case, from its tragic beginning to its controversial conclusion, weaving a narrative that unravels the dark and complex web of events, motives, and emotions surrounding this heart-wrenching mystery. The town of Cogne is located in the Aosta Valley of the Italian Alps, shrouded by ominous mountain peaks and treacherous terrain. While the region is known for its outdoor activities such as skiing, hiking, and mountaineering, it is also home to many historic castles, churches, and medieval towns, where dark secrets lurk in every shadow. The Aosta Valley has a rich culture and history, with influences from both Italy and neighboring France, but beneath the picturesque facade lies a sinister underbelly of crime and corruption. Nestled in the Italian Alps, the small town of Cogne is known for its stunning natural beauty and charming atmosphere, but the illusion of peace and safety was shattered by the brutal murder of 3-year-old Samuele Lorenzi inside his own home. Anna Maria Franzoni was born in San Benedetto Val di Sambro, Bologna, on August 23, 1971. After obtaining her accounting diploma, she moved to Lilla's Valle d'Aosta in August 1991 to work as a waitress in a hotel. It was there that she met Stefano Lorenzi, a young man from Bologna who was vacationing with his parents. The couple shared the passion for the mountains and experienced love at first sight, which led to a formal engagement and eventually their wedding on June 13, 1993. At the time of their marriage, Stefano Lorenzi, an electrician by trade, was already living in Valle d'Aosta. Anna Maria seemed delighted to begin her new life as a married woman amidst the enchanting mountains, forests, and skies that her husband adored. The couple built their love nest in Montrose, a hamlet in Cogne, with a stunning view of Gran Paradiso. Their cozy chalet was equipped with all the comforts, including a small apartment to accommodate both sets of parents. Anna Maria and Stefano had 2 sons. Davide, born on September 9, 1995, and Samuele, born on November 12, 1998. Anna Maria appeared to have found the perfect balance in her role as a wife and mother. Her home was always immaculate, with everything in its proper place. She frequently baked cakes and cookies for Davide, Samuele, and their friends, creating a warm and loving environment for her family. On January 30, 2002, the temperature outside was frigid. At 5:30 a.m., Anna Maria woke her husband Stefano, complaining of tingling in her legs, stomach pain, nausea, and weakness. Stefano called the on-call doctor, and around 6 a.m., Dr. Stefania Neri arrived. After examining Anna Maria, she diagnosed her with a mild case of the flu and did not prescribe any medication. By 7 a.m., the couple had breakfast, and at 7:30 a.m., Stefano left the chalet to drive to work in Aosta. Anna Maria stayed home with the children. During the interrogations following Samuele's death, Anna Maria described the events as follows. Around 8:16 a.m., she left the house with her elder son Davide, aged 6, and accompanied him to the school bus stop 330 meters from their home. Before leaving, she took her younger son, 3-year-old Samuele, who had been acting fussy that morning, into the master bedroom. She tucked him into the marital bed, covering him with a soft quilt and giving him a handkerchief as a pacifier. She then turned on the TV so Sammy wouldn't notice her brief absence. Davide got on the school bus, which left immediately, and Anna Maria returned home. Only 8 minutes had passed since she left. Upon returning home, she went straight to the bedroom to check on Samuele. The room was dimly lit, and she found Samuele covered in blood with a deep wound on his forehead, reaching his eye. In shock, she called her neighbor, psychiatrist Dr. Ada Satrogny, and told her to come quickly because Samuel was losing a lot of blood from his mouth. She then called emergency services and informed them that her 3-year-old son had vomited blood and was not breathing. Afterward, she called Stefano's workplace, and the secretary received the tragic message: Samuel is dead. The rescue helicopter arrived at 8:51 a.m., and the responders quickly realized the severity of the situation. Dr. Satrogny had already administered first aid to Samuel. Stefano arrived at around 9 a.m., and Samuel was placed on a stretcher. At 9:19 a.m., the helicopter took off for the hospital in Aosta, where Samuel would be pronounced dead upon arrival. That afternoon, news agencies reported that 3-year-old Samuele Lorenzi had died from head injuries, possibly caused by a blunt weapon or, an idea quickly dismissed, animal bites. The police was alerted and the investigations began. The investigation began immediately after the tragic incident under the direction of Deputy Prosecutor Stefania Cudge at the Aosta Courthouse, led by Chief Prosecutor Maria del Savio Bonato. The forensic examinations were entrusted to the RIS, investigative unit, of Parma, led by Lieutenant Colonel Luciano Garofano. They took pictures and collected evidence while questioning the family members. There were no signs of intrusion, and nothing appeared to have been stolen. The investigators started to collect fingerprints from around the house and search for a potential murder weapon. They considered objects such as a copper ladle, a mountaineering ice axe, and a small pot for boiling milk that could have caused the fatal wounds. However, they were unable to find any definitive weapon. It was during their search that they discovered a blood-stained pajama partially hidden between the bed covers. Additional blood traces were also found on the soles and inside Franzoni's slippers. Luminal testing revealed that someone had attempted to clean blood from the washing machine. As more evidence surfaced, investigators began to suspect someone close to the family, or even a member of the family, as the perpetrator. As the investigation continued, the police learned more about the family's actions and conversations during and after the incident. Some officers present at the crime scene reported hearing Anna Maria Franzoni asking her husband to have another child while their son was being airlifted to the hospital. This peculiar statement raised further suspicion. Over time, the investigators focused more on the family's actions and conversations. They discovered intercepted phone calls and conversations where Anna Maria and her husband discussed trying to frame their neighbors for the crime. Despite their efforts to implicate others, none of the accused individuals were found to be involved in the incident. Each suspect provided alibis and other evidence that ultimately led to their exoneration. Throughout the investigation, the family's behavior and attempts to shift blame onto others only intensified the suspicions against them. In the end, the evidence collected by the police painted a grim picture of the events that unfolded within the family's home on that tragic day. On March 14, 2002, merely 40 days after the crime, Anna Maria Franzoni was arrested for murder. The trial commenced with the prosecution presenting the evidence they had gathered against Anna Maria Franzoni. They focused on the blood-stained pajama, her slippers with blood traces, and her peculiar behavior in the aftermath of the crime. The prosecution argued that the only logical explanation for the presence of blood and the victim's bone and brain fragments on the pajama sleeves was that Anna Maria wore it during the crime. They also highlighted the lack of blood traces outside the bedroom, which suggested the absence of an unknown third party who might have fled the scene. The defense, however, presented an alternative explanation. They argued that the pajama was not worn by the killer but had been lying on the bed. They proposed that an intruder, seeing Anna Maria leaving the house to accompany her older son to the bus stop, entered the villa with the initial intention of playing a prank on her. Upon finding the younger child in the bed, the intruder panicked and attacked Samuel multiple times before fleeing without fulfilling their original criminal intent. The defense claimed that this all happened within an 8-minute window and without leaving any blood traces in other parts of the house or outside it. Despite the defense's efforts, the first verdict found Anna Maria Franzoni guilty, largely based on the blood traces and her suspicious behavior. The court sentenced her to imprisonment, leaving her and her family devastated. As news of the trial and its verdict spread, public opinion became deeply divided. Some people were convinced of Anna Maria Franzoni's guilt, while others believed she was innocent and that the real killer remained at large. The case garnered significant media attention, with newspapers, television, and radio covering every detail and development. The media frenzy often sensationalized the story, focusing on the grisly nature of the crime and the seemingly inexplicable actions of the accused. This intense coverage fueled heated debates among the general public, with some firmly standing by Anna Maria's side, asserting that she was a victim of an unfair judicial system. Others, however, claimed that the evidence against her was overwhelming and that justice had been served. Amidst this chaos, the Franzoni family struggled to cope with the emotional toll of the trial, public scrutiny, and the loss of their beloved son and brother. As the legal battles continued, the case went through several stages of appeal, each one presenting its arguments and counter-arguments. Throughout these proceedings, Anna Maria Franzoni maintained her innocence, while the prosecution stood firm on their belief that she was responsible for her son's death. Eventually, the case reached the highest court, which rendered its final verdict. Despite the defense's best efforts, the court upheld the previous rulings, concluding that Anna Maria Franzoni was indeed guilty of the crime. She was to serve her sentence and bear the full weight of her actions. In the years that followed the conclusion of Anna Maria Franzoni's trial, doubts and alternative theories continued to circulate. Some still believed in her innocence and argued that the investigation had been flawed, leaving room for the possibility of another perpetrator. A few theories pointed to a home intruder or even a neighbor as the real killer, with motives ranging from personal grudges to sexual intent. However, despite these alternate hypotheses, no concrete evidence emerged to challenge the court's verdict. The lack of a definitive murder weapon, the absence of clear motive, and other unresolved aspects of the case fueled these lingering doubts. The case continued to attract attention and scrutiny, with true crime enthusiasts and amateur sleuths speculating on various online forums and in private discussions. In the end, however, the verdict remained unchanged, and Anna Maria continued to serve her sentence. The tragic case of Samuele Lorenzi left an indelible mark on the community and the nation. The intense media coverage, public debates, and legal battles raised important questions about the criminal justice system, the role of media in shaping public opinion, and the impact of high-profile cases on the families involved. In the wake of this tragedy, efforts were made to review and improve investigative procedures and judicial processes, with the aim of ensuring that future cases were handled with greater care and precision. These efforts were driven by the desire to prevent other families from experiencing the same anguish and injustice that the Lorenzi family had faced. For the surviving members of the Lorenzi family, the path to healing was a long and arduous journey. The loss of their son and brother, combined with the public scrutiny and legal battles, took a significant toll on their emotional well-being. In time, however, they began to find solace and a sense of closure, supported by friends, family, and the community. As they moved forward, they sought to honor the memory of Samuele and to ensure that his tragic death would not be in vain, advocating for a more compassionate and just society that is capable of preventing such tragedies from occurring in the future. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to my channel and turning on notifications so you never miss an upload. And if you have any suggestions for future videos, please let me know in the comments section below. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.